Tonight, more stay-at-home order restrictions lifted. Minnesota's governor removes the ban on elective procedures.
And couples across Minnesota are being asked to make a difficult decision to postpone their weddings, but many are still on the hook financially.
And later, some restaurants could be forced to close for good if they aren't allowed to reopen in the next 2 months.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. New numbers show a bleak outlook for Minnesota's fiscal future. As the state continues battling COVID-19, the Management and Budget Office is estimating Minnesota will face a nearly $2.5 billion deficit in the current 2-year period. That's down from a projected surplus of about $1.5 billion in February. The decline is because state revenues are decreasing due to things like reduced tax income. Meanwhile, spending is increasing to fight the virus and support social programs. To balance the books, state leaders plan to tap into the budget reserve, sitting at more than $2 billion. It's at the highest level in state history.
I understand that these decisions will not be easy, and many difficult decisions lie ahead. But we've entered this crisis with some budget tools to manage, and Minnesota can count on us to use thoughtful and smart decisions about how to rebalance this budget.
The state is also relying on federal dollars to help cover some of the costs of battling the virus.
Calling it a quality of life issue, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz today lifted restrictions on elective surgeries. This means doctors, dentists, and veterinarians can go back to work. Walz says hospitals will need to have a plan to screen patients, care for staff, and maintain their supply of personal protective equipment. He says the number of coronavirus cases in the state has not peaked yet, but it's important to strike a balance so hospitals can treat everyone who needs it.
These facilities are going to know what the projections look like for the surge. They are going to have to say, we have those supplies in reserve for when that happens. But because of the work we've done both inside government and outside, we have excess above that right now.
Walz acknowledged frontline healthcare workers in the state are nervous about this decision, worried they won't have the equipment they need to care for coronavirus patients when the surge arrives. The Minnesota Nurses Association reacted to the governor's announcement, calling it frustrating and disappointing. The group says the governor is putting the wishes of the healthcare industry above frontline workers. They say some nurses are already unable to get the PPE they need, and resuming elective surgeries will make that worse. They're also concerned it will lead to the spread of coronavirus in hospitals.
New at 6, Wisconsin health leaders announced new criteria hospitals must meet before the state can reopen. They say 95% of the state's hospitals must be treating patients without becoming understaffed, undersupplied, or overwhelmed. The same percentage of hospitals must test all staff showing COVID-19 symptoms. Finally, officials have to see confirmed cases among healthcare workers decline for at least 1 week. These measures are in addition to criteria laid out in the Badger Bounce Back Plan, which measures when the state can reopen businesses. That plan also calls for a 14-day decrease in positive coronavirus cases and at least 86,000 COVID-19 tests conducted per week.
Also new at 6, 18 of Itasca County's 22 confirmed COVID-19 cases are linked to a long-term care facility in Grand Rapids. Itasca County officials shared that update in a news conference today. 9 staff and 9 residents at the Emeralds tested positive. County leaders say all of those staff and patients have been isolated. They also have a Department of Health staff member assigned to their facility. Family members with a loved one living at the Emeralds are encouraged to call the facility. We have that number on our website. Meanwhile, Grand Rapids city leaders blamed Itasca County's growing number of cases on people not following social distancing guidelines. They announced a number of new closures to the city's parks and rec facilities. It includes closing the IRA Civic Center until October and Blandon Beach, the dog park, and playgrounds until further notice. You can find the full list on our website.
All right, Dave joined us for a quick look at the weather. Dave, this seems like the sun's finally starting to poke its head out here in Duluth.
But it probably will only be temporarily, and we still have a couple of lows looming on our horizon. They probably won't bring us much in the way of rain, but they'll keep the sky a little bit cloudy and maybe help try to keep temperatures up after yesterday's cool down. Many of us got towards normal today, Tony, and maybe we'll do so again tomorrow, but after that the cool down comes back again. Maybe not with a vengeance, but it'll put a little bite in the air. Let's take a look right now at what's going on out there with our first map of the day. and it is going to show us some very interesting weather phenomenon that's happening here in our area. There's those two low pressure systems. They're being shoved out of our area by the cooler, denser air around the lake, and so those lows are being forced to the south, and we see the rain bubbling up in western Minnesota, but fizzling as it works into our area. Now, tomorrow, that second low to the west might bring a couple sprinkles to Wisconsin. Otherwise, I think we've missed out pretty much on this rain chance. Here's a quick look at our day planner for Wednesday. In fact, it'll be clearing through much of the day. High temp 58 degrees is only 1 degree cooler than normal tomorrow, but after that, temps will tumble again, and we'll talk about for how long in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Wisconsin's special election for the state's 7th congressional district is just 1 week away. Squaring off for the seat are Democrat Tricia Zunker and Republican State Senator Tom Tiffany. Both candidates spoke to us today about their priorities. Zunker is focusing on affordable health care, lowering the cost of prescription drugs, broadband, and environmental issues.
I am seeking to bring opportunities to people. I know what it's like to have opportunities in my life and how I seized upon them and the difference that they made. And I think that's the role of a representative, to make sure that people have opportunities for the best chance at success.
As for Senator Tiffany, his priorities are also broadband. He wants to see better rail service in northern Wisconsin. He also wants to see the Nemadji Trail and Husky refinery projects move forward. He says his experience will help him accomplish these things.
I've been through this as a small business owner, been through the ups and downs of running a small business, went through difficult times, but always made it to the other side, and then did the same thing as a legislator. You know, tough decisions had to be made them, made the right decisions, and got us to a better spot here in Wisconsin.
As of now, both candidates say they do not have any inclination that the special election next week will be postponed.
Wisconsin's DMV announced 2 programs aimed at reducing the need for in-person visits. Residents between the ages of 18 and 65 can now renew their expired driver's license online. Drivers wishing to do this can't have any new vision changes or medical restrictions. Teenagers who have completed driver's training can also have their road tests waived. They must go through several steps, though, including completing 30 hours of practice driving. However, in-person road tests can still be scheduled if the teenager or parent wants to.
Let me emphasize that the road test is not going away. It is still required for many, and it is an option for everyone. I know a young person's road test is a big ritual in life and can be a memorable day. This is not about taking that experience away for those who want it. It's about government being responsive to real needs.
The new programs launch next Monday. You can head to our website for more information.
4 Iron Range school districts are considering different ways they could work together. Chisholm, Floodwood, Hibbing, and Nashwauk-Keewatin are surveying families in each of their districts. They're asking if people support collaborating on things like busing, staff, facilities, sports, curriculum, administration, and more. We have a link to the survey on our website, and you can take it until May 18th. Now, it's important to note that the survey defines collaboration as working together to improve outcomes and increasing opportunities. Hibbing superintendent says with limited resources, regional districts working together has been successful in other areas. He did not share what the next steps would be after the survey.
Couples across the country are not only feeling the pressure to cancel or postpone their wedding because of COVID-19 concerns, but a financial burden too. Many are being told they still have to pay their vendors and venues, even without a party. CBS3's Leanne Valdez shares one couple's story and a statewide effort to create change.
Can't plan for it.
For Rochester couple Timothy Johns and Emily Churchill, plans for their big day were going great until they weren't.
You know, just as a cruddy situation.
The Lovebirds were set to say I do in Rochester on June 6th. But after the latest extension of Minnesota's stay-at-home order to May 18th, things took a turn.
We were hoping the order that Walz last did was going to have some information on what the next month would look like, and it really didn't.
They canceled their special day.
With friends and family not being able to make it out, we decided that we need to cancel. And
the couple lost their wedding venue deposit, among other things.
We're out money with our DJ for a deposit there. Cake we had a deposit on.
So far, their losses total more than $1,200, and that number may be going up based on what their venue says.
They basically are saying that if we decide to cancel it and they can still be open, then we we will have to pay in full.
Johns says they'd have to pay a minimum of $5,000 extra in that case.
We're trying to work with them to get some sort of answer on what that's going to be. There are hundreds of people, hundreds of couples out there that are having the same problems.
He's right. There's a petition online asking venues across the state to refund couples affected by COVID-19. At last check, they have more than 6,000 signatures. As for now, Johns and Churchill plan to wait and see what happens in the coming months.
We're just hanging in there and trying to plan the next thing and taking it day by day till we get the next word and figuring out what to do next.
We reached out to their venue for comment, but have not heard back by news time. We also reached out to several Duluth wedding venues for their refund policy. The Deck was the only one to get back to us. They said they will allow any wedding that cannot take place due to COVID-19 to reschedule for a future date with no financial penalty. Any deposits they have made will be moved to their new wedding date.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, it's a race for survival for Minnesota businesses as they say they are running out of time and money during the pandemic.
Plus, Dave will have a look at your extended weather forecast after the break.
I don't know how we would have survived without Mediacom. We have 5 kids, and we have Mediacom for all of our internet and all of our cable services. So I'm stuck in my house, but at the same time, I'm connected to people all over the world, and it's been fantastic.
Right now, we all feel like the world is in a standstill. The internet has played a huge role in allowing us to stay connected to our jobs and stay connected with the ones that we love. We couldn't do it without Mediacom.
Play It Again Sports carries the largest selection of both new and quality used ice hockey equipment, skates, sticks, and goalie gear you need to play the game. With lacrosse being the fastest growing sport in the Northland, trust their knowledgeable staff to outfit you with the right equipment at the right price. Play It Again Sports, Duluth and Superior.
Hi, I'm John with Prime Appliance. We're here to help our customers. Our staff is trained with product knowledge, and when you call Prime Appliance, you'll know you're with a real appliance store. So call us with your appliance questions. We're here to help. You'll know the difference. Shop Prime Appliance and let us prove it to you.
If you're over mac and cheese and PB&J's, have we got good news for you? Right now, get Pizza Hut's best delivery deal. Large pizzas with up to 3 toppings for just $9.99. Available for carryout or contactless delivery at pizzahut.com.
You love the look of exterior lighting, but lighting contractors cost a fortune. And wiring your own lights? Well, don't try that at home. You need disc lights by Bell & Howell, the portable, powerful, solar-powered LED outdoor lights that mount flat to the ground to create incredible cascades of light. Best of all, there's no wiring at all. Just press disc light flat to the ground and you're done. Bell & Howell disc lights utilize light conversion technology that absorb the sun's energy in storage cells where it's converted into solar-powered electricity. So when the sun goes down, disc lights come up for 10 full hours and turn off automatically in daylight. And now you can get this set of 4 Bell & Howell disc lights for just $19.95. But wait, order today and we'll even ship it to you free. But there's more. Order today and you can get a second set of 4 disc lights. Just pay a separate fee. So don't delay. Order your Bell & Howell disc lights today. Call now.
Call 1-800-902-5994 or go to disclights.com. That number again is 1-800-902-5994 or order online at disclights.com.
My 95.7 is the Northland's best variety all day. From Ed Sheeran and Maroon 5 to Lady Gaga and Bryan Adams. Always family and office friendly. My 95.7, your life, your music.
Tired of the same routine?
It's Groundhog Day.
Need an escape?
I'm ready.
CBS Wednesday, Survivor delivers. Double the episodes.
It feels fantastic.
Double the drama.
Let's cause more chaos.
Yeah. Double the Tony.
This is the Super Bowl season of Survivor.
New Survivor, Wednesday, 8/7 Central on CBS.
War takes a toll, so why keep going through it? It's only one reason. Each other.
A new SEAL team at a special time Wednesday at 10/9 Central on CBS.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez on CBS 3.
CBS 3 weather is brought to you by St. Luke's.
Even though we had a couple of good soakers last week, we could still use a little more rain around our region, but I don't think many of us are going to get any. Didn't today, probably not tonight. Just a slight chance for Wisconsin to get a couple sprinkles tomorrow because cool, dense air around Lake Superior is acting as a block to those 2 low-pressure systems that looked like they were going to just mow right through our area. But no, that cooler, drier air, it's evaporating part of the low pressure system and knocking down its moisture quotient, and so we're getting the clouds, but the rain chances, they're pretty much fizzling here for the next several days. Temperature-wise, we may perk up towards normal. We did so today away from the lake, and so on that note, let's get a look at our high temperatures. The cooler by the lake band that was so chilly and so prevalent yesterday has contracted to closer to the lakeshore. So we look at our lakeshore communities and we see high temps in the 40s, but inland into the 50s and even towards 60. Normal high temp is 59. The very similar temperature regime will be with us tomorrow, but then advancing higher pressure from the west will draw down cooler air from Canada by Thursday, and it's back into the cooler mix for the weekend and perhaps even beyond. Right now at the airport, 48 degrees. South wind 8 miles per hour, valiantly trying to warm us up, but right by the lake, not doing so well. Air pressure's high at 1,019 millibars, at least at the surface, but up aloft, yeah, we have those two low pressure systems trying to creep up and over the surface high pressure, and that's making clouds, but yeah, no moisture left over to make any rain. That's all log jamming off to the west. Grand Forks, Fargo, they're at least getting some showers, but once you get towards the Brainerd Lakes area, the Cuyuna Range, those showers are falling apart, and that's a trend that'll probably continue through tonight and through tomorrow for most of us, as those low pressure systems are forced to the south by the blocking area of cooler air over Lake Superior. Still a slight chance for some showers in Wisconsin tomorrow, but really that's only a 20% chance. Then by Thursday, the higher pressure comes in from the west. That'll clear us up, but it'll also help make things cool once again. Cool enough over the weekend here where we might see some snow showers mixed in with any rain shower chances. Tonight in Minnesota, the low temperatures are going to be in the 30s, and that's, of course, cooler than normal. Mostly cloudy sky is what we get. And in Wisconsin, the low temperatures there will be in the 30s as well, with a mostly cloudy sky and a northerly, northeasterly wind going about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Into Wisconsin and Michigan for tomorrow's forecast, we'll see that just a 20% chance for a couple of sprinkles, especially in the afternoon. High temps, some of the best of the week, all right, 57 to 60 degrees, pretty close to normal. Minnesota will be cooler by the lake yet again, only the 40s, but the stripe of cooler by the lake will be fairly narrow, and high temps could go up towards 55 to even 60 degrees inland, and again, normal is 59. The week ahead, though, shows the temperatures taking another nosedive here by Thursday, 40s and 50s, then from Thursday on through next Tuesday. Next rain chance after tomorrow's sprinkle debacle, well, 30 to 40% chances for showers Saturday night into Sunday morning.
Thanks, Dave. Restaurants and resorts across the state of Minnesota say they are running out of time and money. Hospitality Minnesota estimates that if some businesses don't fully reopen in the next 2 months, they will be forced to close for good. John Lawrence talked with business owners about what's needed to get things back on track.
At Cascade and most of actually the businesses up here on the North Shore, we only really make money May through September.
Cascade Vacation Rentals is the largest rental property company in northern Minnesota. Since the day they closed in March, they've been planning a safe return.
The only thing we couldn't figure out really was the linens and the blankets. So the easiest thing to do was eliminate those, and now we're just asking guests to bring their own.
Staff will also be wearing PPE and regularly disinfecting rooms. Cascade believes they're ready for business and just need the stay-at-home order to be lifted. For many, that can't come soon enough. A survey conducted by Explore Minnesota shows 70% of restaurants and campgrounds have seen a dangerous drop in revenue.
The hospitality industry, which also includes hotels, says it's crucial that they have customers during the prime 100 days of summer.
If that doesn't happen, many say they won't be back. Some popular restaurants and bars have already closed for good, and more are expected to follow.
We would expect that at this point that probably 15% have already closed their doors. It's a very low margin business.
Liz Raymer of Hospitality Minnesota says struggling businesses range from brand new to others that have been in families for generations. She says some will need time to restock and retrain employees so customers feel comfortable coming back.
There's definitely ways to do this safely, and we're ready to really make that happen.
Meanwhile, this year's annual celebration of Hibbing native Bob Dylan is going virtual. Duluth Dylan Fest announced several live stream performances and many other virtual options for listeners. They had to cancel their usual week of events held in May. We have more details on our website.
A huge Hayward event showcasing the world's best lumberjacks has been axed. COVID-19 forced the Lumberjack World Championships Board to cancel this year's event. The 61st annual competition was supposed to be held the last weekend in July. Now they're rescheduling for summer of 2021. The event features sawing, speed climbing, log rolling, and more. It draws thousands of people to Hayward each summer.
Coming up next in sports, we hear from Duluth Marshall Jr. and Division I commit Gianna Neepkins.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, turn to CBS3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS3.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Vaping has been declared a national epidemic among youth. 1 in 3 high schoolers vape in northeastern Minnesota.
My child started having seizures from vaping. There's still so many unknown chemicals.
One vape cartridge has as much nicotine as at least 2 packs of cigarettes.
My child was hospitalized with severe lung injuries.
They said it was no big deal.
My child said it was no risk.
That it was under control.
That's what my child said. But what could I have said? Get the facts and talk to your child today.
With over 30 years of providing the best service in the Northland, Ogston's Body and Paint has built their reputation through honesty and respect. So when bad things happen to your vehicle, trust Ogston's to make them right again. Conveniently located at 50 West Central Entrance.
You've got questions and plenty of work to get done. At Northland Lawn, Sport, and Equipment, we're here to help. We can meet with you on FaceTime, Skype, or Zoom, or schedule an after-hours appointment to limit public exposure. We'll pick up and deliver parts and equipment, and we have discounted parts and service appointments. We're all in this together, and together, we'll get the job done right.
Let's be honest, Mom might be going a little crazy during this quarantine. This Mother's Day, celebrate her with a shimmering pendant from Numi Jewelers. Go to NumiJewelers.com and we will ship it to Mom for just $84.75. Shop the entire line for 25% off. Numi Jewelers thanks you for shopping local.
Our health professionals are working tirelessly to keep us safe. Our showrooms are now open, and for your convenience, you can now shop online, in-store, or by personal appointment. With any $499 purchase, Home will donate $50 to feed our local heroes. And for you, our neighbors, we've made our stores safe, and we're offering our best pricing with up to 15% off sale prices, plus free no-contact delivery during this unprecedented event. Help us feed our local heroes, and we can't wait to see you back at Home Furniture.
Vaping has been declared a national epidemic among youth. 1 in 3 high schoolers vape in northeastern Minnesota.
My child started having seizures from vaping. There's still so many unknown chemicals.
One vape cartridge has as much nicotine as at least 2 packs of cigarettes.
My child was hospitalized with severe lung injuries.
They said it was no big deal.
My child said it was no risk.
That it was under control.
That's what my child said. But what could I have said? Get the facts and talk to your child today.
Kelly Hinsteth takes her job at full throttle. There's no slowing down. She's full of enthusiasm.
Kelly brings a youthful exuberance to the newscast. She's loaded with energy. She's really passionate about sports.
I think even if you're not interested in sports, she draws you in.
She's always up and ready to go and ready to show us the latest in sports.
Get to know Kelly Hinsteth weekday nights on live local CBS3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS3.
A true example of a commitment to her craft, Gianna Neepkins has certainly proven herself on the basketball court after announcing her commitment to play college basketball at the University of Utah via Twitter. She'll be playing Division I basketball in a Power 5 conference. Her peers and coaches have spoken very highly of her excellence on and off the court, averaging over 30 points per game and maintaining a 4.0 GPA. Neepkins had 17 other Division I offers, including the University of Minnesota, Villanova, among others. The 4-star recruit still has 1 year left playing at Duluth Marshall and couldn't be more thankful for the community that helped her get to this point.
I could not have done anything without my teammates, my coaches, Starks Academy, my family, just being there when it gets hard and it gets stressful, and they've just been there. And Diami has taught me so much, and I'm incredibly thankful for that. And Yeah, I could never thank them enough for all they have done and just always been there, pushing me, challenging me, and making me a better person.
For the past 3 years, Gianna has been training at Starks Academy with Yami Starks on top of all the work she's done at Duluth Marshall. And Starks says that it is easy to tell that she was going to be different.
I think her number one trait, though, is her ability to just take everything in stride. Every single thing I throw at that kid, she takes in and then some. It's been truly, truly, truly amazing to see. I don't think I've ever seen a kid soak in as much information and then put her own twist to it. And then what you see on the court is what you see. I mean, it's like art form. It's like artwork when you see her out there on the court.
Just last week, Noah Cates was newly named the UMD men's hockey captain for the upcoming season. Now, Cates was just named most inspirational by his team and has been credited with having one of the strongest work ethics on the team. Here's a good example. That is the sound of stick handling being done by Noah Cates at 7:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning. A Sunday morning that saw UMD having just swept Colorado College at home back in November. Team manager Mikey Antone posted that video on Twitter with the caption, "After sweeping Colorado in November, I woke up on the following Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. to a bizarre but common sound I've heard before, stick handling." When I asked Noah about it, he just shrugged it and said, "I didn't think it was that early." South Korea's Professional Baseball League officially opened today as 3 new cases of coronavirus represented the lowest daily jump in nearly 3 months. The Korean Baseball Organization League began with a closed-door opening day. The KBO announced earlier it would start the league without fans and gradually open the games for public access depending on how the coronavirus situations develop. Pictures were placed in this pit stands depicting absent fans. As cases slow, South Korea will start reopening schools in phases, starting with high school seniors next week. The pictures of fans in the stands is probably my favorite part of that whole thing, and I kind of hope we get to see that a little bit in the United States.
Yeah.
And can we mail in pictures of ourselves and request it?
And then maybe start piping sound through the speakers. Yeah, I don't know, something to make it a little bit more like there's fan interaction going on.
Yeah, because you said you may not watch sports if there's no fans. It might not be the same thing.
It might not. Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah.
Tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, as COVID-19 continues to make people adjust their work environments, it's also having an impact on Minnesota's court system. Tonight at 10, we'll hear from members of the St. Louis County courts to learn how those changes are impacting local court cases.
Duluth High Schools will honor their 2020 graduating classes virtually. District officials announced virtual graduation ceremony plans for Duluth East and Duluth Denfeld seniors today. The 2 schools will partner with WDSE TV to pre-record a celebration.
Still got to celebrate, that's for sure. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 10.